Hey guys, how we doing today? This is Wally with Learnanet.com. And if you guys are watching this video tutorial, it means that you want to learn how to create a website in 15 minutes. And that's what I wanted to do today to show you guys step by step how to create a very simple website within a few short moments, okay? But before we get started with this YouTube tutorial, if you guys are totally new to this channel for Learnanet.com, hit the subscribe button right below along with the bell, guys, and that way any future video that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. So I wanted to state off back that creating a website is not as hard as you might think if you're a beginner, online. You may think that you need experience with HTML or coding or to be like an expert, to do this. And it's really not the case. There's just a few short steps with the creation of any website online, especially if you just want to do like a blog or a simple site to promote or sell, products on it. So in this video tutorial, I wanted to show you how to do just that. Before we get started, there are only two things that you really need to create any website online. Just two things. One, you need a domain name, and two, you need web hosting. What is a domain name, you might be asking? A domain name is simply going to be the name of your website, guys. It'll be like learnanet.com. It's very simple. It's a .com. It doesn't have any dashes or numbers or anything like that in the actual website name itself. Also, you need web hosting. Web hosting is what will serve your content on the web anytime someone types the name of your website in their browsers. So it works 24/7, 365 days a year, and it loads your website super fast. That way, anybody from anywhere can access it at any given moment. Okay, so where do you get your domain name and your web hosting? There's a link that's right below, guys. I want you to click on it. When you do, it's going to open up to our preferred web hosting provider today, which is Bluehost. Here, you'll get access to a free domain name for your very first year and also a really deep discount with your web hosting. I love Bluehost for a number of reasons. One, they're really great for beginners online creating websites, blogs, and e-commerce stores. They're very cheap. It's really easy to get started with them, and the interface and marketing tools and resources that they have in place are just what you need to really launch your website today. So what I'm going to be doing, guys, is directing you to the web hosting in the event you don't have it already, because you do need this before you can create any site online. Once you get this, the process of actually, setting up your website is super easy and really fast. Okay. So if you look down to the very bottom, you'll notice on Bluehost's website that they have different types of hosting. There's shared, there's hosting specifically for online stores, and there's managed hosting. There's other types such as like dedicated and VPS, but you don't really need that. What I recommend that you guys shoot for is the shared web hosting itself, which is the cheapest. When you do, you'll notice that there are four different plans that you can select from: the basic, plus, choice plus, and pro. If you just want to create one site today, then the basic is all you need. But if you want to create unlimited sites online, then I recommend like bumping up to the plus, choice plus, or pro. I'm currently using the plus plan. It's great for what I need, although Bluehost does recommend getting the choice plus based on most of the users, of their platform itself. And so it's really up to you. What I recommend you do is just click on select. Right here, you'll be brought to a page where you're gonna add a domain name. So you need to think about what you want to call your website. I recommend something super simple that represents your brand. It could even be tied into some keywords that you want to rank for online. Whatever the case, you just want to type it in here, click search, and once you do that, Bluehost will let you know if the domain name is available or not. I recommend guys shooting first for a .com. If the .com for the name that you're shooting for is not available, go for a .net and a .org in that order, okay? But either note, your domain name that you'll get today will be free, okay? So I'm just going to skip this portion right here, being that I already have an account with Bluehost. The next thing that you guys will see here are some optional tabs that are pre-checked, such as Code Guard, and you'll see Site Lock, both of which are really great products or features to have, added to your account, but I don't really think you need them, although they are good. because they're WordPress plugins, and we're going to talk more about plugins a little bit later. WordPress plugins that will perform these same functions for free. So with CodeGuard and SiteLock, they really just provide around the clock backups of your website itself, which is great in the event like your website is, goes down or something like that. You can always have like an exact copy of your site to be able to restore it back to the state that it was before it was interrupted, if that makes sense. I just wanted to explain like what those are really for and why is it that Bluehost offers these. But again, I don't think that you need them because there are free WordPress plugins, some of which I'll show you later on, that will do this for you, and that way you don't have to pay for it. SEO tools, this tool right here, the tools that they have like on their account, on the back side of the account rather, on the marketplace will help you guys to rank, high in the SERPs. But of course, there are WordPress plugins such as Yoast and Rank Math and others that will help you guys achieve the same thing. So again, I'm just going over this to make sure you guys know and understand what you do need. You do need a domain name, which you'll get for free today, and you do need a web hosting plan to be able to create your site, online. Okay, so that's all you need to be able to create your site. Okay, if you bump over to the right side, this is a confirmation of what you're purchasing today. So this is 3 years, which is what I recommend. If you decide that you do not want 3 years, I mean, it's only $142.20, but you can drop it down to 2 years and you'll see that it'll drop to 118.80. If you just want to do 1 year, it's going to be $71.40. So, you know, but basically, if you're getting 3 years, obviously it's just, it's like twice that amount, twice as much as getting 1 year, which means you're saving a lot of money, by doing that. Okay. But it's all up to you, what you think is best for you. What I do want you to know is that if you only get 1 year or 2 years, what have you, when your term actually finishes, the prices will go up. And that's the case not only with Bluehost, but with any other web hosting provider online. But I think across the board, Bluehost has like the cheapest in pricing that you'll find, online. Okay. When you finish, click continue. And to finish up the account setup process, of course, you have this confirmed over here if you just want to do 1 year. You're going to plug in your billing info over here. You scroll down. You can pay for it with a card or PayPal. So it's very convenient with each of these, payment methods. And the last but not least, you're going to click right here where you're going to agree. Basically, it says, please check here if you do not want to receive emails about our products, services, or special offers. You can always revoke your consent later by using the safe unsubscribe mode. So if you are agreeing to having, promotions, sent to you, special offers that Bluehost has, of course, you can opt into that, but if you don't, then you uncheck it. The very last thing, guys, that you're going to do with the account setup process is just click Purchase Now. And when you do that, you're just going to be redirected to the back end of your account. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to log into the back end of my account. So guys, once you log into the back end of your account, of course, if you just purchase, your web hosting, you got your domain name with Bluehost, they're going to automatically redirect you to the back end of your account itself. And this is really where you can control like your billing, you can add on sites, you can get additional tools and resources. There are a lot of things that you can do, with this, okay? And so what I want you to do right now is to click on Advanced. I want you to click on Advanced. This is the what's called like the C panel, the control panel, if you will. Scroll down, and of course, you guys can see all of the resources that are here, for you. I want you to click on WordPress under App Install. Okay, so once you actually set up your account, as I mentioned, guys, you can actually create your website in like 15 minutes or less. It's really quick, super easy, no experience with HTML or coding. Click on Install Now. Select the domain name that you want to install WordPress on. And then what you're going to do right here is you're going to type in the name of your site. So whatever the name of your website is, you're going to type it in there. And where it says site description, this is going to be a description of what your website is about, what people should expect to learn on your site, if that makes sense. Okay, so once you type that in, I'm just typing in something on the fly. My WordPress tutorials. Let me put an S on that, pluralize it. To my WordPress tutorials to create sites for beginners, something like that. It could be whatever you want it to be. You can change it at any time later on, whenever you want. Next, you're going to drop down to where it says admin. And what you're going to do is you're going to type in an admin username. This username, guys, will be in conjunction to the website that you're creating today. It's in connection with the website that you're creating today. Let me fix this up here. How to create a WP blog. Great. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a username. Now you're going to create a password. And again, this, guys, will allow you to log in to the back end of the website that you're creating today. This is not for your account for Bluehost. This is simply to be able to log into the back end of the site that you're creating right now. Okay. And so you plug that in. I recommend using like 8 to 10 characters, something that is difficult that nobody can just guess. And that way it says strong. Here, you're going to plug in your email. Plug in your email here. That way, if you guys want to like reset your password later on, maybe you forgot it, you can do that, and WordPress is going to send a reset um, link, to you, if you will, that allow you to do it, but to the email that you plug in here. So make sure that it's a good email, one that's working, one that you actually check, and that way you won't miss any communications, any important communications from WordPress. Next, you can select the language of your site, which I think is amazing. By default, it's in English, but if you speak another language other than English, you can just change it. I speak Spanish and French, but for the purpose of this tutorial to help you guys to learn how to create a website, I'm just going to leave it, at English by default. These are some plugins that you have access to right now. I like this very first one to limit login attempts. This really is a way to prevent people from breaking into your site. Well, I'm going to show you guys a little bit later on about the login process. Of course, we created a username right here and a password that will be used in conjunction with this website that we're creating. But let's say somebody's trying to guess your password or guess your username. They'll get a specific amount of times to do it. And then that way they just lock it up and you'll be prompted to reset, your user and password, but from your email. Okay. And so it's just an additional measure, a simple measure to be able to protect your website in the event somebody's trying to break into it. Okay. Drop down to where it says themes, show all themes. Now, these are some themes that you get access to right now, and you can select one of them if you want to. Right here, if you see something that you like, these are some premium style like themes itself, but they're not all of the themes, obviously, that you have access to today for the creation of your website, but just some that you have at your disposal should you see one that that really fits you. Okay, if you like one of these themes and you feel like it's something that really resonates with you, what you can do is just click on it, and what you guys will see, like this one says, the best professional photographer, Danny Jackson. This is an about page right here, albums page. So if you're into like photography, this might be a ideal, theme to use. If you want to use like a food theme, I mean, that's great. But the idea is if you find a theme that fits you and you think it really, works, then what you can do is just install it and then you can activate it, and then from that point you'll have that theme on your site. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys like how this works, where basically you'll have the ability to have pages already built out for you. Okay, so that's really how that works. And so if you find something here, guys, that you like, then you can just install it as I mentioned before, and then from that point you'll have it on the site. So let me see which one I'll use just for the example of this tutorial. So this right here, Really nice theme. It's pretty cool, I think. And it has what, 4 pages, 5 pages. There's an about page, contact page, home page, services, and then another page for services. Let's say that we select this theme right here. What you're going to do again is plug in your email. And the reason why you're plugging in your email again, guys, is when you install WordPress on your domain name that we're doing right now with Bluehost, you're going to get a confirmation to your email that it's been done. Okay. So this process, let's say it can take 3 to 4 minutes, but it's usually pretty quick. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video and then I'll come back when everything is all said and done. Great. So hopefully you guys should see this page right here, and it should say congratulations, the software was installed successfully. So you now have WordPress installed on your site right now. And with that, guys, it means that you have a live website on the internet. If you want to see what it looks like, just click on the first link itself, and it's going to automatically open up. And boom, we have a live website, how to create a WP blog, the site description, we have that there. That's something that they have there by default. But you can see that in this example, there are like some pictures here, which are pretty nice and it's pretty cool. But again, this is a website and it's live on the internet. So what do you guys think about this? Obviously, this won't be like the finished product. I just wanted to simply show you how to create a website within a few short moments. Just with a few clicks, you can get a website, off the ground. And really, the next thing that you want to do is just go about like, customizing it and making it look like what you want it to look like. Now, with this right here, I want you to click on this second link right there, that admin URL. And when you do, it's just going to open up to the dashboard of your website itself. So this is the back end of your website right now. And you'll see that on the sidebar, guys, you have several options that'll help you to better manage your website online. You can actually change the theme, like this theme right here that we, use or that we install from the setup that we just did, like just a few moments ago. You can change that if you want to. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. If you want to add like plugins really add functionality to your website. I kind of like compare them to like apps for phones. We all have like an iPhone or maybe an Android with apps installed on it that allow us to do different things that we really like. And so with WordPress plugins, they do the exact same thing. But the key is with WordPress plugins is that you don't want to install too many of them. You simply just want to install the ones that you feel would be best, for your site. And again, I'm going to talk more about that very shortly. One of the first thing, guys, that I want you to do after you actually create the website itself, as you guys can see that you have a live, site on the web right now. I want you to go to settings and go to permalinks. What we're going to be doing is doing a simple step that helps with the indexation of your website in the search, such as Google, Yahoo, Bing, and other search engines that people use around the world. So we want to make this website more SEO friendly and to help it to be better indexed in the search engine. So right now, by default, WordPress is using this setting for date and name. And what that means is that if you look on your website itself, this is like the main page. If you click on one of these links right here, like Dan Flying, what you're going to see up above is the actual domain name. Like in this case, for this tutorial, how to create a wpblog.com. Then you'll notice following that, it says 2021 forward slash 03 dash 15 dash Dan dash flying dot slow dash solo, right? So this is very long. This is what's called the permalink. So what we wanted to do is we want to make it shorter. So basically, when people come to our site, let's say that, like in my case, like learnanet.com is my blog, right? And I am showing somebody how to create a website. The permalink itself would be how to, create a website, right? It's super simple, but it's not going to have like any dates or times, in it, right? And so the reason why you don't want that in your permalink is because one, again, it helps with the indexation of your website online. It's really great for SEO. It's really more user friendly. And another thing that I really like about it is that suppose with this site that you're creating today, let's say it's going to be a blog and you're going to start blogging about whatever it is that you promote or sell. If you publish a piece of content today and it gets indexed in Google, but somebody's searching, say, like a year from now, from this date, and they actually see your link in the search engines, but it has like this very long permalink, with it from the previous year, or let's say it's a couple years ago, it may deter them from wanting to click on your website from Google. So for that reason, I just recommend removing any dates. You don't want any numbers, nothing like that. It's just the actual name of the post itself with the keywords, right there that you're trying to rank for. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that very shortly. But good, you guys have a live website, on the internet, but those are just some basic things that you need to know and understand about helping your website to rank, online, right? Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about are plugins. Plugins, as I mentioned before, add functionality to your website. You'll see by default that Bluehost has some pre-installed plugins for you with the WordPress installation. There's some that are good, some that I don't think you need. But what happens typically with plugins is that anytime you install WordPress, basically WordPress makes a deal, if you will, with the web hosting providers. Like Bluehost is just one of thousands that are out there, and they basically made an agreement that they're going to pre-install, plugins on the person's website. It's kind of like if you have like a smart TV, or you have like a smart, like you have like a desktop, if you will, or even with your very phone. It comes with pre-installed apps, many of which you may not need. Okay, so I just wanted to use that quick, illustration to help you guys appreciate that plugins are great, but you don't need all of them to, really manage your website. Okay, and so what I want you to do right now, I'm going to select the ones that I don't want. So I'm going to select that, and let me deactivate these first. Actually, let me keep this Bluehost one. I want that. Let me deactivate this one right here for Jetpack. I'm going to keep Loginizer. That's really great for logins. Great. I'm going to deactivate that. Don't want it. And now I'm going to deactivate this one. I just wanted to show you guys how this works, and that way you don't have to. We're going to start pretty much, clean. Okay. So I'm going to keep this one there, and I'm going to keep this one right there in Bluehost. But what I'm going to do is deactivate, apply. So what it's going to do is deactivate those particular plugins that I selected. Now what I'm wanting to do is just get rid of the ones that I don't want, like, on the site. Okay. So I'm just going to click on them just like that. Click on that. And I'm going to go back up, delete. So it's going to make it a lot cleaner. And again, you can keep those plugins if you want. They won't hurt your site. I just think that you may not need all of them. Just like a person who buys like a phone, you might have pre-installed apps, many of which you may never use. And so, why keep them on your phone if you're not going to use them? Okay. But there are some plugins that I think you should install on your website today. And they'll help not only with the SEO of your website to help you rank better, but also to create like faster page loads. People want to have like a good experience when they use your website or blog, online. You can type in the word SEO. So SEO just stands for search engine optimization. And what you are looking for is a good plugin that allow for better SEO in the search. So, if I'm creating a post that talks about how to create a website in 15 minutes, just an example, just like the title of this video, I want to be able to rank, with those particular keywords, right? And so Yoast is a good WordPress plugin that helps you to do just that, because when you start creating content, posts and pages, Yoast will alert you to, or inform you rather, of how many times you're mentioning a specific keyword in your actual piece of content. If you're doing it too much, if you're not doing it enough, if you need to add a little bit or maybe variations of it, if the content is not long enough, it tells you everything that you need to know to be to improve the performance of your posts and pages on your site. Okay, I hope that helps you to understand and wrap your minds around the reason why you need a plugin like Yoast. So you can activate that. And any plugin that you install, you want to activate it. If you want to deactivate it, you guys can do like what we did there, just remove it. I talked about security. Of course, like with Bluehost, they have Code Guard, and they also have a Site Lock, which is great. But why pay for something if you don't need it, right? So if you type in like the words security, for example, you will see different plugins that pop up that have really great ratings. WordFence is really great. Scroll down, you have iThemes, all-in-one, WP Security and Firewall. You got WP Server Security. All of these plugins are really great, and they do the job. They help to keep your website secure. Okay, so if I install this one right here for WordFence, just an example, you can install any of these that you want. You only need one, and just one to perform the job itself, right? And again, it's 100% free to use this. Let's say that you want to add social media plugins or social media buttons, on your website. What you can do, guys, is type in the word social media, or you can type in the word share, something like that, and you'll get plugins that will allow you to share your content on the internet on different social media platforms. So if somebody's coming to this blog and they love your post, they really love it, and they want to share it, you can set up a plugin rather, such as this one right here. Has really great ratings, and basically you can position the buttons like on the bottom of the post. You can have them on the very top of the post, on the left sidebar, the right sidebar, however you really want it. I like with this particular plugin that we just installed, it takes you through the process of doing just that. And so you can set it up however you want just by following this, whatever icons you want to appear. And you just follow it step by step. It's super easy. You don't need any experience at all with HTML or coding or no design experience at all. Okay. So plugins work just like that, guys. If you want to continue to install plugins on it, I just recommend plugging in a keyword that describes what it is that you want to do for your website itself. Um, if you go to like, if you type in whatever it is that you want, let's say you want to chat with visitors that land on your page, you want to talk to them, right? Sometimes you may go to a website and a rep may pop up, you might have a pop up and it says, they'll say something like, can I help you? You guys ever noticed that? I mean, we've all seen that. We've been to pages where they'll have like a pop up of a rep or like a bot that wants to assist us. And so there are plugins that allow you to do just that. Click to Chat is a really good one. TVO is very popular. If you want that feature, you can get it. Again, just think about the overall keyword that describes what you want to do, okay? What we're going to do right now is we're going to go over to themes. So go to Appearance and then Themes. You'll see that by default, this is the theme that we initially set up, on the site. But if you want to change it, then you can. And the way that you can change or even delete themes off of your, installation itself is if you just click on the center. If you want to see what it looks like, you click on Live Preview and it'll show you what that theme looks like. But if you want to delete it, remove it from your website, just click Delete. It's very simple to do that, okay? If you want to change up your theme itself that you want to use for your website, when you click on that Add New for themes, you'll be brought to a page that looks like this, and it'll be broken down into different categories. You have some featured um, WordPress themes, popular, latest favorites, and even premium style themes itself. And premium themes are just themes that allow you to get, more functionality out of the theme itself, more resources. But with premium themes, they actually cost. Okay. And so if you don't want to pay for a theme itself, you just want something super simple, then I recommend just grabbing, one from here. A really good way to find a WordPress theme that'll fit for your background or the industry that you're in is again to use keywords. So if you're into like, I don't know, marketing, you can type in marketing and you'll see WordPress themes that are centered around marketing. If you like what you see right here, you can scroll down and check out like these themes that are here. I mean, like I said, they're like thousands upon thousands of themes that you'll have, at your disposal in this WordPress directory. If you like it, just get a preview, then you install it and activate it. If you type in like another key term, I don't know, construction. You guys can drop your comments right below. Let me know what industry that you're in and what type of website you're trying to create. You'll see construction geared themes, which is pretty cool, I think, right? Type in like weddings. So just think about the overall keyword that describes what it is that you do. And it's pretty cool. So if you're doing weddings, maybe on Zoom, like everybody's doing right now, which I think is pretty cool, you can find themes that are centered around that. And it's pretty cool, I think. What do you guys think about that? So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to type in a name of a theme that I'm going to use for this tutorial. And you guys don't have to select this theme. I'm just going to select it for this tutorial, okay? So I'm going to add it. I'm going to activate it. And once I activate it, it's going to be the actual theme on this website right now. So it's pretty cool. I really love this theme. It's really nice. I use this one, Astro, some others on blogs that I have online. But I just wanted you guys to see, how this works. So you notice that on this site right here, I mean, this was the previous theme that we selected. If you just refresh the page itself, you'll see that obviously we have a new theme altogether, so which is good. We don't have any content right here, so that's what you're going to see on the main page itself. Interesting ways to study climate. So, I mean, this is just like some default posts that came, with this theme right here. But of course, you can just, remove them and you can start all over from scratch. The next thing that you guys really want to do with your website to really get it, going is obviously to add content to it. Now, when you think about posts are just individual articles that you have on your website. When you click on posts or hover over posts and go to all posts, you'll see these posts that you have right here. And these were the ones that we actually saw on the website itself, right? And so what we want to do is I'm going to delete these because I don't really want them. If you want to keep them and change them up, you can, but I'm just going to delete them just to start fresh. And what you'll notice is that when you go back to the page itself, and you won't see anything there, right? So now it's all fresh. Now, if you go back there, if you want to add a post, you can click right there where it says add new. And when you click on add new, guys, you're just going to have this right here. We're going to type in the title. So I'm just going to type in something like this: how to create websites, let me pluralize that, in 15 minutes for beginners, right? Let's say that's your title. Whatever your website is going to be about, you guys know what it is. I don't know. But you're going to type in the title of your post itself, right? And so right here, you're just going to plug in the content itself. And I like that you can plug in your content right here. And once you start writing, content here, for example, you can actually hyperlink or use a link that will point to like another page, maybe another page on your site. And I can type in, let's say, I don't know, let's say we're going to be like promoting products on Amazon. Whatever your Amazon link is, you can plug it in right there. So what's going to happen, guys, is you can put right here that you wanted to open in another tab, which I like to do with all of my posts. And so basically, guys, what happens is once you link to like Amazon or whatever page it is that you want to link to, you when the visitor clicks on that link itself, it's just going to open up into that very next page. And that's really how how posts work. If you're not finished with it, you can just save it, and that way you can come back to it. But if you want to like add like pictures to it, you can go right here with media library. And if you have pictures, of course, you can add like pictures, in it, which is pretty cool. So you have like your maybe like an introduction right here that like, grabs the person's attention. And then you'll have like maybe pictures, in it. And then you have like some more content. And right below that content, you can add like another picture. So I like to have like everything, broken up. You can have your pictures. You can actually have like headings for each subheading itself to just break it up, right? So you can like bold it, you can use H2s and so on. So you guys get the hang of this. It's really simple. You know, you can have your introduction that's here. I can spell that. Introduction. Great. So you have like your content here, maybe like a paragraph or two, what have you. And then you have like a title, and you can like bold it so it stands out. And I like to use the keywords that I'm really trying to shoot for, like in Google. And you can add some pictures as I showed you guys. You can have like another subheading, some content right here. And then you'll plug in like a picture. You just want to make it look good. On the sidebar here, guys, you can plug in tags and then you can add them. You can create different like categories that will really define like what each post is about. You add it and you plug in your content and your tags. And if you want to like preview it to see what it looks like, you hit the preview button, it's going to show you what your content looks like, right? So you can make it as long as you want. The longer, the better. Obviously, it'll rank, a lot higher in the search engines, but that's basically in a nutshell how posts really work. Now, on the very bottom with Yoast, we talked about Yoast. You can plug in the keyword that you're really shooting for right there. And so once you finish with that, of course, Yoast will tell you. You can plug in your meta description itself, which gives a brief description of what this post is about. You do the same thing for pages. But again, once you're finished with that and you preview it, and it looks like you want it to look, you're going to publish it and you're pretty much done, with that, guys. The same is true with pages. If you want to add pages to your blog or your website, you can just type in the actual name of the title itself, like a contact me or contact us or services page. And you would do the same format, guys, with like a title, your content. You would plug in your contact info if you need a hyperlink, anything, and then you preview it, publish it, and you're done. And that's pretty much it, guys, when it comes to creating websites. The main deal with creating websites online is really just to continue to pump out content that's very specific, to what people are looking for online. Of course, you guys are watching this video on YouTube, but if you got it like from an actual website like learnanet.com, then obviously it's very, very specific. I'm using keywords in the permalink that people are actually typing in, and I have like long content that people are actually looking for, right? And so that's what you want to do, with this. As for the actual dashboard itself, you'll notice that you have different options. We talked about themes, plugins, but tools right here that you have. If you want to change like the titling of your website itself, you go to general and you can change it right here. I told you guys that you could do that before. And if you make any changes, also save it, do that. If you look at like writing, you can show people first like if you drop all the way down for writing, you can ping different services to be to drive web traffic faster to your website. If you look at reading, you can show people a post or several posts on your page. You can specify how many posts you want to display, or if you have like an about me page, home page, whatever page that you want people to see first, you can do that by selecting that drop down. And of course, you want to save all changes that you make, to your website, guys. So that's what I wanted to show you guys how to do in this brief tutorial. How is it that you can create a website in 15 minutes? Of course, we took a little bit more than 15 minutes to talk about things beyond the actual creation of the site. But I just wanted to show you how to not only create it with WordPress, but some of the things that help you to better manage your site, online itself. So from this point, guys, it's really all about creating content that people want to read, right? And if you guys want to check out some content that ranks, really high in the search, you can head over to my site at learnanet.com. And that way you guys can check out some of the content that I have there and how well it's doing, on Google. Okay. If you guys have any questions at all about this tutorial, be sure to drop your comments right below. I would really, really appreciate your feedback, on it. If there's something else that you would have liked that I covered, on this tutorial, something to do perhaps in the next tutorial itself, be sure to just drop your comments right below, and I'll be sure to respond to you guys in a very timely manner. Again, my name is Wally with Learnanet.com, and I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube tutorial today to learn the basics for creating, websites online. Hope you guys enjoyed it and you got a lot of value from it. If you did, you can smash the like button, drop a comment right below. And you can also share this video with others online as well. Okay, you guys have an amazing day, and I hope you guys stay safe during COVID. Take care.